Hey everybody.
Hello.
This is Joel and my wife Brianna Morales. It's like 11 o'clock at night here in Tampa, Florida. And we don't normally do this kind of thing, but I felt a sudden inspiration after we were praying to really share what the Lord was speaking to us just now. What we feel was God speaking to us. Um, uh, Particularly about the current times that we're in.
Right.
For those of you who are going to be watching this later down the road or whatever, but currently, as many of you will be aware, the coronavirus has been truly
March of 2020.
We're in March 2020, and it has truly been a world-shaking event.
Yeah.
As far as pandemics go, there have been much deadlier pandemics. Historically, we still have yet to see the true magnitude of what this pandemic will end up being and the true full effect. But one of the things that we're seeing is obviously loss of employment. People are losing jobs.
Yeah.
Businesses' money is drying up because people aren't going out and this, that, and the other. So many of you are already aware of this. Many of you are going through this. But one of the things that I feel that's very important is how to respond as a church and how to respond to shakings. As we were praying, my wife and I were praying, but what we did was it took a few moments to pray. Before we prayed, we took communion. We took communion because we believe that Jesus carried all of our sicknesses and all of our diseases in his body. Mm-hmm. And then he gave communion to us as almost a way to access the health that he paid for on the cross. Mm-hmm. It's almost like an exercise of faith that helps point us in the direction of good health, both for our bodies and our souls, and for us to remember what he's done. And for it's almost like a chance to reactivate our faith and all the things that Jesus so dearly paid for with his life on the cross. But as we're taking communion, we were taking communion almost on behalf of this particular coronavirus incident. So we're taking communion for our home, for the health of our home, the health of our hearts, the health of our bodies, remembering what Jesus did on the cross. And then there was just this, like, as we were praying, I saw what at first was like a grapevine being shaken. And what I saw was a grapevine being shaken. And at the bottom, there were people with almost like these trays that were catching all the grapes. And then I thought that was the vision. And then another vision, I saw an orange tree. We're in Florida, so we have a lot of oranges here. I've seen a lot of orange trees, and in the orange groves, those orange trees aren't very big. So like those trunks are maybe a foot in diameter. So it's almost like a pretty easy tree to just shake if you work hard enough to do it. Yeah. And I saw people, like, I saw this orange tree shaking and all these oranges falling really fast. And then I just had this word that times of shaking bring about fast harvest. Times of shaking bring about quick harvest, fast harvest. Mm. And I thought, man, times of shaking bring about fast harvest. And that's why I started praying. I was like, Lord, every single testimony, every single miracle, and every single new soul into the kingdom, because of the shakings that coronavirus has brought onto the earth, we welcome these new souls into the kingdom. And we just make a statement right now that we are ready, Lord. We're ready that as the shakings come, we're ready to bring new souls into the kingdom, to use this shakings as a chance. That's fine. To use the shaking as a chance to introduce people to the peace and the goodness of God, regardless of what's happening in the world. Like, we can have a steady peace. And then my wife got a word that's actually very timely. So I feel like I got insight on how to respond as a church. But then Brianna got a word, particularly about really what's next.
Yeah.
And what's soon about to happen. So Bri.
Yeah. So two different things that I had seen, or the Lord brought to remembrance, was with Noah. Noah and the ark, and there was the flood that, destroyed everything. But God, had Noah and his family and all the animals. They were basically quarantined for, to save their lives. The Lord had quarantined them so that they could live. I'm not saying, the Lord promised he never flood the earth. The Lord did not send the coronavirus. But we are currently in a state of quarantine and needing to be hidden for a period of time to, save the lives of those around us and ourselves. But just remembering that, there was a dove that came back with an olive branch to give Noah a sign that it was safe. It was safe to come out. That the floods are gone. It's all gone. And I'm really just believing that we will come to a time soon, and there will be a sign where we'll be at the end of this, and it'll be safe for
to come out.
To come out. We will overcome this. Yeah. And the second thing I saw an image of Jesus, and he had a crown, but there were grapes on his crown. And two different things. He was stomping, which first reminded me of a footstool. So I'm like, yes, he's overcome the coronavirus. But then I realized why he's wearing grapes and what he was really stomping on. And what was happening was stomping on grapes to create new wine. And realizing that this whole, the Lord didn't send the coronavirus, but he can use everything for his glory and for his good and for his purpose. That this time of pressure and struggle, we're stomping on the fruit for the new wine to come forth. And since there's new wine that's going to come out of this, we have to get rid of the old wine skins. So there's new wine skins that are being prepared and being made, and reference particularly to the church.
Yeah.
And right now we're currently in a time where the church is not even able to operate in the wineskins that they are used to being in and what they are used to. Yep. Like we can't even meet in church right now. Yep. Churches are moving online and all this stuff. So there's new wine coming out of this, and the church is getting rid of the old wineskins, and we're going to get a new wineskin. And
I think that one of the things we need to, I just feel like this is the first bit of good news that I've heard from the Lord about this particular thing. And it's like, not only is there new souls coming because of times of shaking, not only is this good for the harvest, but this is also good for the level of power the church is going to walk in. Right. The church is getting a makeover. She's getting a makeover, but she's going to come out stronger with more wine to pour. Yes. For thirsty hearts, for dry hearts. There's an equipping happening. There's a testing happening. There's a pruning happening. And we just say, yes, Lord. Yes. We say, yes, Lord, and more. Yes. We say, if this means, if coronavirus and all the difficulties and all the inconveniences and the pain and the job losses and the uncertainty, if this means that more souls will come into the kingdom, if this means that the church will rise up in greater power, then Lord, so be it. Yeah. So be it. And we say yes. Yes. We say yes. We say, and we also say yes to being able to come out of the quarantined ark soon. Yes. Soon to a brand new chapter, a brand new age. A brand new age. So, yeah.